fast, smooth, reliable, and luxurious. These are some of the attributes that best describes a GT car. And the Mustang GTs are one of the most popular cars of all time. But imagine a phone that complements the GT cars by being luxurious and super powerful at the same time. Hello everyone, I am Iron Man, and for today's video we have the most affordable phone with the all-powerful Snapdragon 888 chip in India. Yes, I am talking about the Realme GT, which also happens to be the most ambitious phone from Realme as it offers flagship grade features at an affordable price. One of the standout features of this phone is its dual-tone vegan leather design, which is a head-turner and feels really good and cozy in the hand. It's also very lightweight and has a great high refresh rate display. But is that enough for the Realme GT to qualify as a phone offering flagship experience? Well, the answer to that question is not quite simple as you'd imagine. But before we go ahead, be sure to hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we put out a new video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you are at it. The Realme GT is powered by the top-of-the-line Snapdragon 888 chip, which means that it can power through anything and everything you throw at it. Be it any apps or games from the Play Store, this phone can run them all without breaking a sweat. When it comes to benchmarks, the Realme GT aced in nearly all tests. In Antutu benchmark test, it got one of the highest scores, only bested by the iQOO 7 Legend. In Geekbench, PCMark, 3DMark, GFX Bench, and more tests, the Realme GT held up on its own, proving that it can deliver flagship level performance when needed. In CPU throttling test, the Realme GT throttled to around 86% of its maximum performance, which means that it was not able to run up to its full potential for a sustained amount of time. Now this brings us to the thermals of the phone, which is decent while playing more than 2-3 rounds of Call of Duty Mobile and BGMI. There's also a stainless steel cooling system in place to keep the thermals in check and let you play these games at a stretch without compromising on the performance. Though the phone will eventually get warm to the touch if it is under continued heavy use. This was more noticeable when we ran Antutu and the throttling test, where the CPU core temperatures did rise up by 55 to 60 degrees as per Antutu's own temperature monitor. We also measured the gaming performance of the Realme GT using Gamebench metrics, where its scores did not live up to the hype. COD Mobile runs at very high graphic quality with maximum frame rates, and even then, Gamebench recorded 60 FPS at 87% stability. Everyone's favorite Battle Royale game, BGMI, runs at Ultra HD graphics at ultra frame rates on this phone, where Gamebench recorded 40 FPS at 95% stability. But here's where things get interesting. If you bring down the quality to smooth graphics, you can enable a toggle to run the game at 90 FPS, but Gamebench tops out at 60 FPS. Even then, it recorded consistent 60 FPS with 99% frame rate stability, which is pretty awesome. Now these scores do not always translate into real-world performance, and in the case of Realme GT, I did not face any lags or visible frame drops while playing either COD Mobile or BGMI. The experience remains smooth and snappy, which is what matters at the end of the day. Overall, the Realme GT offers flagship level performance, and anybody who buys this phone won't face any issues in multitasking or gaming. But if you run intensive tasks on this phone, which by the way isn't the most of us, the thermals are bound to catch up and become a hurdle in the way of a sustained performance. Realme GT has a 4500 mAh battery and supports 65-watt fast charging that quickly tops up the battery when required. In my regular use, which consisted of gaming, checking social media feeds, watching a few videos on YouTube and more, the phone lasted for just about a day, which is decent given its capacity. I also had 120Hz refresh rate enabled at all times, which significantly impacts the battery life. However, if you are not a power user, you will easily be able to get more out of the Realme GT, especially if you choose the 60Hz refresh rate. In our video loop test, the phone lasted for over 14 hours, which is among the highest scores we have seen on a phone in this price range. This phone took just 37 minutes to fully charge, so you can be rest assured that it won't take hours to top it up. For a flagship phone, the Realme GT has a rather modest set of cameras. It has triple cameras on the back, headlined by a 64-megapixel camera that uses Sony IMX682 sensor. Then there is an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera that offers 119-degree FOV and a 2-megapixel macro camera. Out of the 3 cameras on the back, only the main camera has some significance. It creates 16MP pixel binned images that look vibrant, sharp, and are Instagram worthy without requiring any major touch-ups. The pictures look more natural with ample details, though the phone often bumps up the saturation levels in different scenes, as you can see in the images on your screen. The pictures from the main camera are also able to retain textures of the object in focus, which is something many phones struggle to do. It also logged in the focus point quickly, but when I switched to the 64-megapixel high-res mode, it just refused to take a detailed picture. The camera also offers 2x and 5x digital zoom, where it manages to take some decent and natural-looking pictures without compromising too much on the details. At night, the images from the main camera had a lot of noise and artifacts thrown into the mix, with the sharpness going for a toss. Once I switched to the night mode, the noise was reduced drastically and the pictures were more detailed and usable. The ultra-wide camera is average at best and does not create sharp pictures since it is an 8-megapixel sensor. The center of the frame is sharp, but the corners are where it is unable to maintain focus with minimal barrel distortion. The 2-megapixel macro camera takes decent close-up shots provided it gets sufficient light, but here again the details are not that prominent and focusing on an object is more of a hit-and-miss affair. A slightly better macro camera would have done wonders here, something Xiaomi did with the Mi 11X Pro. One of the highlights about the Realme GT is its design, in particular the racing yellow version, which is what we have with us here. It has a layer of vegan leather on the back, which feels very great to hold in the hand. It's soft to touch and gives you a grip that also helps in using the phone with one hand. There is a glass strip that runs across the back and it looks like an extension to the camera module, giving it a striking dual-tone look that is sure to grab some eyeballs. Since it has leather on the back, it is both fingerprint and smudge resistant. The racing yellow variant is also slim and lightweight, so if you are someone looking for a phone that isn't too bulky to carry around, this one will be right up your alley. The build quality of the Realme GT is very good and the design of the racing yellow version is quite unique as it uses real leather which holds up in day-to-day use. One gripe that I have here is that Realme went with a plastic frame and I'd have loved to see a metal chassis instead. Now coming to the verdict, there is a 6.43-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display on the Realme GT and it supports up to 120Hz refresh rate. The notch cutout is not as tiny as the notch on the Mi 11X Pro, but it is not distracting and doesn't break the experience of watching a video. The display settings let you choose between 60Hz or 120Hz refresh rate. If you keep the refresh rate as 120Hz all day, you will see a drop in battery life, but the whole experience of opening and switching between the apps, transitions, and just generally using the phone is a whole lot smoother. It also supports 360Hz touch sampling rate, which means that the display is quick to register touch inputs, which is really handy while gaming on this phone. The display supports HDR, HLG, and HDR10+, but for some reason, the Netflix app did not play HDR content. Prime Video, however, did not have the same issue. The brightness levels on this phone are good and the phone seems bright with good viewing angles. The screen offers around 552 nits of peak brightness levels and can go as low as 5 nits, though it's not as bright as you would come to expect from a flagship phone. Overall, the colors look really good and vibrant on this display with ample amount of sharpness, and the high refresh rate support means everything looks and feels fluid to the touch. Realme wants to redefine affordable flagships with the Realme GT. As such, it becomes a de facto choice for those looking for a powerful phone in 2021 under a budget. But there is more to the Realme GT than the sheer power that comes with the flagship grade chip. It's got a great Super AMOLED display that supports up to 120Hz refresh rate, along with super speedy 65W fast charging support and a great primary camera, all packed in a lightweight profile. There's no doubt that the Realme GT offers a flagship level experience and stands out on its claim, though the cameras definitely need some attention. If you are squarely looking for a powerful, dependable and stylish flagship phone, the Realme GT is a no-brainer. But if good cameras is your priority, you may need to look at other options like the Mi 11X Pro, iQOO 7 Legend and even the OnePlus 9R to some extent. So that was our review of the Realme GT. Do let us know in the comments below what more would you like to know about the Realme GT, and we'll try and answer all your queries. Thanks for watching.